A couple of reviews ago, I noted that I was excited to hopefully find a writer who would write an episode that was good enough that when they wrote another one for Series 12, it would be the episode I looked forward to. And assuming Pete McTighe returns next year, then he is that writer. Quick spoiler warning for anyone that still hasn't seen the episode, and if you have seen it, then let's just get talking about it already. So, this episode just does so much right for me, and so consistently throughout. Firstly, I felt that this episode balanced all of the elements that it was playing around with rather masterfully. Seriously, like everything. Now, this was the first episode where I felt like the companions were all balanced as well as it was possible for them to be balanced. They all got moments to shine, and they all felt like they were important to the story that was taking place. I'm so glad someone has finally managed to do this, because up until this point, there was usually someone that got the short shrift, and it was usually Yaz, sometimes Ryan. So it was good to see everybody get the appropriate amount of screen time just for once. And although, even with everyone being balanced as well as I think they could have been, I still felt like I wanted just a little bit more with each of the companions. And I think that just means that either there are actually too many people in the TARDIS, or that the show needs just a little bit longer for each episode. I'm not honestly sure which one it is, but I felt that everyone was balanced as well as they could be in this one. And honestly, every single episode, I find myself liking the 13th Doctor more and more, and it's just the way that Jodie is able to so expertly balance the fun elements that a Doctor should have, as well as taking things seriously and making sure that we can take the story seriously. It might be that Jodie is just getting more comfortable in the role, I'm not entirely sure, but regardless, I'm definitely becoming more comfortable with her Doctor. Like, every week, I like her a little bit more. She's just really lovely in this part, and she's got such joy, such fun, and I think that she plays that really well, and it becomes easier for me to distinguish her from the other Doctors the more she plays the part, which I think is great. And yeah, she's just great in this one. Also, I love that she uses the Venusian Aikido. I said I wanted that to come back, and it did, and I'm happy about that. So, the actual story of this one is rather engaging. The Doctor and co. get a message from somebody at a factory for a company called Kerblam, which is located on a moon, and they're trying to figure out who needs help so they can provide service. And it's an engaging premise, and there are some familiar ideas in this one about robots taking over human jobs. I mean, we've all seen that before, but it still works really well, and I must say that I love the design of the Kerblam robots. They really look ever so slightly off-putting and creepy, and they work really well in this warehouse setting, especially when we catch them staring at our main characters. They really do unsettle me just a little bit. Also, I enjoyed the supporting cast for the most part. The guy who plays Dan did a good job. I enjoyed his little moments with Yaz, and I enjoyed Kira interacting with Ryan and the Doctor. They both did a good job, and I enjoyed them in the episode. The actors for Jarva and Judy were fine. They didn't add a heck of a lot for me, but they still worked well enough, and the guy who played Charlie did alright. Unfortunately, I didn't find him very menacing, but I was never going to, and I don't think that Pete McTighe expected me to. But that's fine, because I was still engaged with this episode throughout. To me, this one just makes a lot of sense the more that you think about it. Everything fits together so nicely, and it really is such an engaging and entertaining mystery. And I really enjoyed the old robot that they used at one point, mainly because of the way it talked a little bit like a human, which I just found entertaining, and the pacing of the episode is pretty much perfect. I never thought it was dragged or rushed. It just worked for me. A really good balance. And the music was great as always. Once again, this is a given, and the episode really does look gorgeous, which also feels like a given. I think they showed Kerblam and how expansive it was pretty nicely. They knew their limits, and they stayed within them. Also, I really liked the scene with the Fez at the beginning. That was lovely, and I think Jodie she looks great in a Fez. I mean, she just does, and it was a nice little nod to Moffat's era of Doctor Who, and a cute little way to pay tribute. Overall, this episode was really strong. Just every element of this one fit together so nicely to create such an effective balance of intrigue, characters, lightheadedness, and it was all balanced so effortlessly. I'm really happy about this episode, and I'm going to give Kerblam a rating of 9 out of 10. Seriously, this one just worked for me really well. So if you join me soon, I'll be bringing you my review of The Witchfinders. I'm sorry these reviews are taking so long, but I've been terribly busy and I'm only just finding time to edit and record them, so hopefully I'll be able to get all these reviews out quickly and then get back to some classic Who. So yeah, join me soon for my review of The Witchfinders, and be sure to let me know what you thought about this episode down below. And for now, thanks for watching, take care, and have a lovely week.